A Bullitt County mother changes her plea and admits that she killed her two sons. And now the fate of Tiffanie Lucas is in the hands of a Bullitt County judge. This is Wave News at 6. I'm Myra Ansari.
John Bull. This morning, Lucas pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder. Sentencing is scheduled for November, nearly 1 year after the tragedy.
And for the last 11 months, the boys' family members, they have been at every court appearance waiting to see justice. Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote spoke with them today, and she's live in Bullitt County with that reaction.
John, Myra, this case was heading toward a December trial, but with this change in plea today, we're now looking at a sentencing date in November. The aunt of 6-year-old Maurice Baker Jr. tells us what transpired in court today. She won't feel like it's real until that sentencing day. A soft-spoken Tiffanie Lucas changing the course of the case against her.
On count 1, do you admit and plead guilty to the offense of murder?
Yes, sir.
On count 2, do you admit and plead guilty to the offense of murder?
Yes, sir.
For Bobby Baker, the aunt of 6-year-old Maurice Baker Jr., it was a day full of mixed emotions.
She openly said she was guilty. I am glad of that.
Lucas admitted to killing Baker and his 9-year-old brother, Jayden Howard. She faces 20 to 50 years in prison for each murder charge or a life sentence. The plea Lucas made is called an open plea, meaning her fate is now in the hands of a judge. But for Baker, there's only one way justice will be served.
Please, she shouldn't get out of prison. She shouldn't. She should have to stay in prison. Give them some form of justice. This isn't right.
Prosecutor Bailey Taylor says he'll ask for a substantial sentence.
I'm going to recommend a very high sentence in terms of time, but I'm going to discuss it with my first assistant and my assistant, and possibly consult with some other prosecutors to come to what I think is a fair and just recommendation to make to the court.
Sentencing is set for November 22nd, almost 1 year after the boys were found shot dead at their Shepherdsville home. Baker will have the opportunity to give an impact statement and says she's ready to face Lucas.
She's a monster. She can play this shy role all she wants to in court. You're a monster. You were a monster to them at the end of the day. That's what you became to them.
Baker plans to be there just as she has throughout the last 11 painful months.
They didn't deserve this. They're kids. Kids don't deserve to go through things like this. They don't. I'm going to show up because that's just who I am as a person.
Now, a little over a month ago in a court filing, we learned that Lucas had intended to assert a defense of insanity. We aren't sure what changed between then and a week ago when we learned that she'd be changing her plea to guilty. Reporting live in Bullitt County, Kirsten Foote, Wave News.